Imagine you go 50-50 with your man, right? I mean, really 50-50 split. Like, every paycheck, y'all split them bills 50-50. Like, the same amount that's coming out his account for the bills is coming out your account for the bills. He make a little bit more money than you, but y'all still split the bills 50-50. He got 3 kids. You don't have any. So one day he comes to you. He tell you he got to buy his 3 kids some summer clothes because his baby mamas couldn't afford to get them none. You cool with it. You feel me? You don't care because you got your money coming in. He got his money. You don't care what he do, whatever the case may be. So in the midst of him telling you that the kids need this, he proceeds to tell you that, yeah, he need you to pay for it. He needs you to give him the money to pay for it. And proceeds to let you know that you knew he had kids before you was with him, and this is what comes with being with him. You expressed to him that you didn't feel like it was your job to do that. I'm just say job. You didn't feel like it was your job to have to do that because y'all splitting the bills 50-50, and he make more money than you, and you trying to figure out where his money going if he don't even have the money to take care of his responsibility. So now you all type of selfish bitches, whatever. You didn't feel comfortable giving him, just flat out giving him the money. So you tell him that you'll help him out, but you not going to give him the money. You going to go get the clothes for the kids yourself. He get mad, whatever the case may be, get to calling you out your name, whatever the case may be. You know how men get mad, whatever. And says he don't want that. Next thing you know, you get a text from the baby mama saying how can you lay up with a man who don't do nothing for their kids? How could you lay up with a man that don't do nothing for their kids? Y'all end up getting into it real bad. You and him, and you end up getting into it with the baby mama real bad. So he ends up not coming home that night. She sent you a picture of them laid up together.
A lot of men feel like women have a problem going 50-50 on the bills. They say it make me a roommate. That's not the case. I don't think modern women have a problem going 50-50 on the bill. They have a problem with going 50-50 on the bills, but they don't get 50% of the say. 50% of now you cooking for her, you cleaning for her, you taking the kids 50% of the times. The problem is when you agree to get into this 50-50 relationship when it comes to financially, that's all you consider. That's what a lot of modern women have a problem with. You go ghost when it's time for me to get 50-50 in other things. You acting like you too much of a man to pick up a mop, to load the dishwasher, to help with the homework. But yet you ain't too much of a man to accept the half of a rent payment that I give you to our mortgage. That's the problem that a lot of modern women are facing today. He's gonna say, well, I mow the grass and I clean the gutters, things that happen once a week. But I tell you, the diapers need changing every day.
You got to buy his 3 kids some summer clothes because his baby mama.
I pray to God that you would kindly tell that nigga, boy, fuck you. I'm not buying no goddamn kids' clothes. In fact, you take that shit as a sign from God, like, oh, I done stocked up this bread since we've been living together and shit. He make more money than me, but still I was able to stack up. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get my own spot and then go find me a man that ain't got no goddamn kids, so I ain't gotta deal with this fucking dusty ass behavior. Hopefully that's what you do. Hopefully if a motherfucker you dealing with that got 3 kids that he ain't taking care of and you living with him, giving him the bob, and he turn around and tell you, hey man, you need to pay for my kids' school clothes and shit. Hopefully you turn and look that nigga in the eye and say, boy, fuck you. I'm not buying that shit. I'm out. Like my nieces call me talking about, oh, this nigga want me to pay for his children's clothes. First, I'm gonna be like, why you dealing with this dust ball anyway? If you don't get your shit out of there, man, you don't go and get your shit up out of there. Go call grandma. You need to stay at grandma's house for like a month. So you can find you a one-bedroom apartment and shit. You can get the fuck out that dirty, dusty ass situation. Cause we don't do that shit over here. What type of shit y'all on? I don't like men that take care of other men kids. Sorry, and I don't push for women to take care of another person's kids. I don't. We ain't doing that. That's a shitty deal. You hear that shit? Go back and watch your video. Hear that story. That shit sounds shitty.
What's an opinion you have that might piss some people off?
Going 50-50 with a man in a healthy relationship doesn't exist. And this is going to be so controversial, but let's fucking do it. A man that is willing to go 50-50 with a woman is a man that still yet doesn't have the intention of being a financial provider. When a man says, I want my woman to provide for herself while still expecting her to raise his children, he's basically saying, I want my wife to be half of the man for me while still being all of the woman. This is an unbalanced equation of the feminine and masculine dynamic. When the woman is working to provide the other 50% while raising children, it will put her on survival mode and she cannot fulfill her divine purpose as a mother to carry, nurture, and raise her children to be the highest reflection of their father. And then men say, I will not provide for you, I will not marry you, and I will not lead you. But I will fuck you, and if you get pregnant, we'll figure it out with no plan because I'm a man that lacks intention. This is why we have so many broken families and our communities are degrading. The masculine energy in our society is weak. It's why so many women have daddy issues. There's no real discipline, no focus, and no leadership from men anymore. At least not many. Instead, society wants to push women to be more masculine instead of providing the masculine support needed to uplift and protect their feminine essence.
If I were a woman, I would dismiss any man that came up with a conversation about 50-50 because he's lacking somewhere in terms of his masculinity. I don't think a woman should ever marry a man that does not have a mind to 100% provide for her. That 100% heart as a man, you have to simply clearly communicate where you're going to your woman so that she understands every day in and out that this is not where we're parking at. That's really the currency that a woman needs to stay motivated in a relationship with a man. The 50-50, it's not about the money.
It's not about the money.
It's mindset. And when women have an issue with 50-50, what they're subconsciously, they may not even realize it. They are upset about the fact that this dude is not showing up as a whole man.
If you are in a relationship with a man and you're going 50-50 on the bills, that is your roommate. These men be wanting women to be submissive to them, but they don't want to take the role of being a man and being a provider. And since you're going 50-50 on the bills, next caller.
This is why I will never do 50-50 in a relationship, because for one, not only was it not balanced, because it was not 50-50. If he was making more money than her, but they still were putting the same amount of money out every single month, that is not 50-50. And on top of that, the woman is always coming out more, not financially, not just financially, but physically, she's putting out more. So to me, she was giving out a lot more than she was receiving in the relationship. And then on top of that, he was making more money and she and him had to put the same amount of money out. And I'm not sure why she agreed to this, but it wasn't equal, first of all, right? Second of all, he was asking her, which to me is completely crazy for him to ask her to pay for his children's clothing, which those are not even their kids, those are just his children that he had with multiple other women, and she had nothing to do with. So I'm just confused to why she had to pay for, well, she didn't have to, but I guess because they're together and because he is manipulative and he was able to just manipulate her into thinking that, oh, it's part of her job to pay for some of the clothings. She doesn't have anything to do with that. And on top of that, this man is still dealing with his baby moms, right? He's still dealing with all of his baby moms, because not only did she buy the clothes for the children that does not belong to her, those are his children, he still ends up sleeping or sending photos of himself and his baby moms in bed together. I'm so confused, because why are you paying 50-50? He's making more money, and then on top of that, you are spending your own money, your hard-working money, to take care of his children. Where are his baby moms? Why are they not taking care of their own kids? He is literally making you pay half of the portion that he have to pay for his own children that he created with all these other women out there. This is why I say, you know what, I don't want to say that all women should do this, but I don't believe in this whole 50-50 thing, and no one can tell me otherwise. And this is the reason why I don't believe in that, because men think they're smart. How are you going to make her pay 50-50 or 50% of the bills? Meanwhile, you make more money than her, and on top of that, you're asking her to pay what? Girl, really? Are you dumb? Are you really dumb? Because at this point, it's giving stupid. Because if those are not your children, you don't even have to babysit them for 20 minutes if you don't have to. But then again, a lot of people don't see it the same way I do. So yeah, but those are not your children. You don't have to sit there and babysit them. You don't even have to cook them a meal if you don't want to. But you know, if you're seeing someone and they have children, the children are in the house, and you are cooking a meal, not saying that you shouldn't give the kids some food, you know, but I wouldn't. It's not my job to cook food for your children that you created with somebody else. Those are not my kids. Those are not my responsibilities. I have nothing to do with that. But for her to pay 50% of the bill, the same amount that he pays, and then on top of that, he's making more money than her, that's crazy. And he's taking advantage of her, and that to me is completely insane. It's crazy, and I feel so bad for this girl, because she don't even realize her words. She don't realize what he's doing to her. She does not realize it, and I feel bad for this girl. Anyways, y'all, that's my take on it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
As a woman, you're still basically wanting to go 50-50. Why is that? I think part of that is because it's ingrained in us to not need someone. It's also ingrained in us to be independent. It's ingrained in us to be self-sufficient on every level, and to always prove a point of I'm not trying to use you. So I'm always trying to show up too, but that's because we're constantly told if somebody's constantly giving to us, you gonna come across as you a gold digger. You asking to pay for dinner right now, she a gold digger, she ain't about to use my money. It's dinner. It's $55. You feel me? So I think a lot of that is this foundation of what we've been taught we have to show up as.
I do agree with that. I think that there also is a small percentage of women who enjoy paying 50-50, right? And they don't feel like they were conditioned to do it or anything like that.